Welcome to Jax Solen. In this session, we're focusing on the kettlebell swing, one of the most effective full-body exercises you can do for conditioning, posterior chain strength, and metabolic conditioning. Too many people treat it like a lazy up and down motion, but when you dial in these three critical details: perfect hip hinge technique, precise kettlebell trajectory, and explosively timed breathing, you'll unlock more power, protect your lower back, and see dramatic improvements in your workouts and daily life performance. Let's break down each tip in depth so you can transform your swing into the cornerstone of your strength and fat loss routine. If you're ready to elevate your kettlebell swings from basic movement to explosive power generator, you're in the right place. So before we dive into today's 3 essential tips, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another video packed with practical, science-backed advice to help you train smarter and get stronger at home or in the gym. Tip number 1 is mastering the hip hinge pattern. The hip hinge, not a squat or a deadlift, is the movement foundation for an efficient, safe, and powerful swing. Imagine your hips as a door hinge. Your torso stays relatively stable, and the movement comes from pushing your hips back and then snapping them forward. Start by standing with feet about shoulder width apart and the kettlebell on the floor a few inches in front of you. Keeping a slight bend in your knees, push your hips back as you reach down to grip the kettlebell handle with both hands. Your chest lifts, spine neutral, and eyes focused a few feet in front of you. As you hinge, imagine pulling your hips toward the wall behind you, feeling your hamstrings and glutes stretch. Once you reach maximum hip flexion, chest over knees or slightly beyond, explosively drive your hips forward by contracting your glutes as hard as you can. The power generated by that hip snap propels the kettlebell upward. Your arms merely guide the bell, they should not be pulling it. At the top of the swing, your body forms a straight line from heels through shoulders, hips fully extended, glutes squeezed, core braced, and hips locked out. Avoid overarching your lower back. Your ribs should stay stacked over your pelvis, and your tailbone should not tuck under. As the kettlebell descends, allow it to pull your arms down, then immediately hinge at the hips again, pushing your butt back, and load the stretch in your hamstrings before the next snap. Practicing this hinge pattern without weight first, using a dowel rod or broomstick against your back to ensure 3 points of contact: head, mid-back, tailbone, can ingrain the correct movement. That constant feedback alert when your hips or ribcage shift out of alignment will help you maintain proper posture once the kettlebell is in play. Tip number 2 concerns the kettlebell trajectory. An optimized swing keeps the bell moving in a controlled, symmetrical path close to your body. Think of it as an arc rather than a wildly swinging pendulum. When you allow the kettlebell to move too far forward or back, you lose tension, sacrifice efficiency, and increase stress on your lower back. To refine your trajectory, practice swinging with a lighter kettlebell. This lets you focus on control over brute strength. At the bottom of the swing, the bell should hover just below groin level or slightly behind, depending on your hip hinge depth. As you snap your hips, guide the bell upward with straight arms, keeping it close to your groin and lower abdomen. At the top, the kettlebell should reach about chest level or slightly higher, never overhead, before gravity pulls it back down. Visualize the bell tracing a smooth C shape, back down, under the hips, then up in front of you. To encourage this, imagine spraying a mist of water on the wall in front of you. Your goal is to flick the kettlebell just enough to spray the wall at chest height, not underarm or over your head. Avoid actively lifting the bell with your shoulders or arms, it's purely hip-driven. Also, control the descent, don't let the bell slam onto your hips. A slight soft catch, almost like a cash register drawer closing, keeps tension in your posterior chain. Practicing swings in front of a mirror or recording yourself on camera can reveal whether the bell is drifting too far forward or tracking too close to your legs. Adjust your grip width, stance, and hinge depth until the kettlebell's path is consistently tight, efficient, and safe. Tip number 3 focuses on timing your breathing and bracing your core. A common mistake is swinging while holding your breath or breathing erratically, which compromises stability and power output. Instead, integrate a forceful exhale into the top of the swing and a quick inhale on the return. As you hinge and load the stretch at the hips, take a controlled breath in through your nose, filling your belly and ribcage. At the moment of explosive hip extension, when you're driving the kettlebell up, exhale sharply through your mouth, engaging your deep core muscles like you're fogging a mirror or powering a balloon release. This bracing technique, often called the Valsalva maneuver in lifting contexts, stabilizes your spine, protects your lower back, and channels maximum force into the movement. Between reps, allow your breathing to reset quickly without pausing the swing rhythm. You'll find that timing your breath with the hip snap not only feels more powerful but also helps maintain a steady pace, prevents dizziness, and ensures you're never running out of oxygen mid-set. If you struggle with coordination, practice the breathing pattern separately. Stand tall, inhale for 2 seconds, brace your core, exhale forcefully, and repeat until the rhythm feels natural. Then add the kettlebell once the breath snap sequence is ingrained. Now let's tie these 3 essential tips together into a simple progression plan you can follow over the next 4 weeks. Week 1. Focus exclusively on perfecting your hip hinge mechanics. Grab a light kettlebell or even just a broomstick. Perform 3 sets of 10 hip hinge only reps, pausing at the bottom and top of the movement to check alignment. Week 2. Add the kettlebell and slow down the swing, emphasizing the ideal trajectory. Perform 3 sets of 12 slow swings, 3 seconds up, 3 seconds down, keeping the bell close to your body. Week 3. Integrate the forced exhale breathing pattern. Do 4 sets of 15 swings at a moderate pace, focusing on breath sync. Week 4 is your test phase. Perform 5 sets of 20 kettlebell swings at a challenging weight, combining all 3 tips seamlessly: raw hip power, tight trajectory, and rhythmic breathing. Track your sets, weight used, and how you feel to measure progress. After that month, you'll notice more consistent swing mechanics, higher swing velocities, a bigger pop at the top of each rep, and less lower back discomfort. Before we wrap up, let's cover a few additional pointers. Always warm up with dynamic stretches for your hamstrings, hips, and shoulders. A cold swing session risks strain. Keep your grip firm but not crushing. Excessive grip tension can fatigue your forearms prematurely. Choose a kettlebell weight that challenges you but still allows for perfect technique. If you find your form breaking down before the end of your set, go down a size. Also, incorporate complementary posterior chain work, Romanian deadlifts, glute bridges, or kettlebell swings with single leg variations to address any muscle imbalances and boost swing performance. And that wraps up our 3 essential tips to optimize your kettlebell swings. Perfect hip hinge, controlled bell trajectory, and breath-powered explosiveness. If you enjoyed this detailed breakdown, hit that like button, share the video with a friend who loves kettlebells, and drop a comment letting me know which tip you'll implement first in your next session. Remember to subscribe to Jax Solen and click the notification bell so you never miss a video full of actionable, science-backed training advice to help you get stronger, leaner, and more powerful. Keep swinging with intention, focus on steady progress, and I'll see you in the next workout. Let's keep moving better and feeling unstoppable together.